In today's video, we explore 16 advanced supervisor interview questions you will be asked during your interview. Each answer can be customized to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Before your interview, it's important to research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. This is part 2 of the series. Don't forget to watch part 1. You can find the link in the description below. Question number 1. How do you give feedback to employees? Hiring managers ask this to see if you can communicate clearly while maintaining a positive team environment. They're looking for a balance between honesty and respect, along with a focus on growth rather than criticism. A strong answer shows that you give timely, specific, and constructive feedback. I give feedback by being clear, respectful, and focused on improvement. I try to address things in a timely manner so it's relevant and easier to act on. When giving feedback, I focus on specific behaviors or situations rather than making it personal, which helps keep the conversation productive. I also make sure to balance feedback by recognizing what the employee is doing well, not just what needs improvement. This helps build confidence and keeps motivation high. When something needs to change, I explain the impact and work with them to come up with a solution or next steps. I also encourage two-way communication by asking for their thoughts and making sure they feel heard. My goal is to create an environment where feedback is seen as helpful and supportive, not something negative. Question number 2. Tell me about a time you led a team through change. Hiring managers ask this to evaluate how you handle uncertainty and guide others through transitions. They want to see communication, leadership, and the ability to keep the team focused. A strong answer should follow a clear situation, action, result structure. In a previous role, our team went through a major change when a new system was introduced that impacted our daily workflow. At first, there was a lot of uncertainty and some resistance because people were comfortable with the old process. I took the initiative to learn the new system quickly so I could support the team. I helped break down the changes into simple steps, answered questions, and stayed available for anyone who needed help. I also kept communication open by checking in regularly and making sure concerns were addressed early. Over time, the team became more confident and efficient with the new system. The transition ended up improving productivity, and the team felt more comfortable adapting to future changes. That experience showed me the importance of clear communication and support during periods of change. Question number 3. Tell me about a time you made a difficult decision. Hiring managers ask this to assess your judgment and ability to make tough calls under pressure. They're looking for logic, accountability, and confidence. A strong answer shows how you evaluated the situation and handled the outcome. In one situation, I had to make a decision that impacted both the team and our workflow during a very busy period. We were short-staffed, and I had to decide whether to redistribute tasks or delay certain responsibilities. I took a step back to evaluate priorities and focused on what would have the biggest impact on our operations and customer experience. I chose to reassign tasks and adjust responsibilities so the most critical work was completed on time. I communicated the plan clearly to the team and made sure everyone understood their role. While it was a challenging decision, it helped us stay on track and avoid larger issues. The experience taught me the importance of staying calm, making informed decisions, and being transparent with the team when changes need to be made. Question number 4. Tell me about a time you improved a process. Hiring managers ask this to see if you take initiative and look for ways to improve efficiency. They want someone who can identify problems and implement practical solutions. A strong answer shows awareness, action, and measurable improvement. In a previous role, I noticed that a common task was taking longer than necessary because the process wasn't clearly structured. This was causing delays and confusion, especially during busy periods. I took the time to review the process and identify where the inefficiencies were. I then suggested a more streamlined approach that clarified each step and reduced unnecessary work. I also shared this with the team and made sure everyone understood the updated process. After implementing the changes, we saw an improvement in efficiency and fewer errors. The team was able to complete tasks more quickly, which helped overall productivity. That experience showed me the value of paying attention to everyday processes and finding simple ways to improve them. Question number 5. Tell me about a time you resolved a workplace conflict. Hiring managers ask this to evaluate your ability to handle interpersonal challenges. They want to see that you can stay neutral, communicate effectively, and resolve issues professionally. A strong answer shows fairness and a focus on resolution. In one situation, 2 team members had a disagreement that started to affect their communication and overall team performance. I stepped in early to address the issue before it escalated further. I spoke with each person individually to understand their perspective, making sure they felt heard. Then I brought them together for a conversation focused on resolving the issue rather than placing blame. I guided the discussion to keep it respectful and solution-oriented. By the end of the conversation, they were able to agree on how to move forward and improve communication. I followed up afterward to make sure things stayed on track. This experience reinforced the importance of addressing conflict early and maintaining a respectful team environment. Question number 6. How do you handle stress and pressure? Hiring managers ask this to understand how you perform in high-pressure situations. They want to see composure, organization, and the ability to stay productive. A strong answer shows control, not overwhelm. I handle stress and pressure by staying organized and focused on what needs to be done. When things become busy or challenging, I break tasks down into smaller steps and prioritize what's most important. This helps me stay clear-headed and avoid feeling overwhelmed. I also make sure to communicate with my team so everyone understands priorities and can work together effectively. Staying calm is important because it sets the tone for the team, especially in high-pressure situations. At the same time, I try to maintain a positive mindset and focus on solutions rather than problems. By staying organized, communicating clearly, and keeping a steady approach, I'm able to manage pressure while still delivering results. Question number 7. How do you lead by example? Hiring managers ask this to see if your actions align with your expectations. They want leaders who model the behavior they expect from others. A strong answer shows consistency, work ethic, and accountability. I lead by example by demonstrating the same standards and work ethic that I expect from my team. Whether it's being on time, staying organized, or maintaining a positive attitude, I make sure I'm consistent in my actions. I also stay involved in the day-to-day work when needed, especially during busy periods, so the team sees that I'm willing to step in and support them. This helps build trust and shows that I'm not asking them to do anything I wouldn't do myself. I also take accountability for my decisions and actions. If something doesn't go as planned, I address it and focus on improving. Leading by example helps create a strong team culture where expectations are clear and everyone is working toward the same goals. Question number 8. How do you build team morale? Hiring managers ask this to understand how you keep your team engaged and positive. They're looking for leaders who create a supportive environment and maintain motivation. A strong answer includes recognition, communication, and consistency. I build team morale by creating a positive and supportive work environment where people feel valued. One of the main things I focus on is recognizing effort and achievements, even small wins, because it helps keep motivation high. I also make sure communication is open so team members feel comfortable sharing ideas or concerns. When people feel heard, it strengthens trust and engagement. I also try to keep the team connected by encouraging collaboration and maintaining a positive tone, especially during busy or challenging times. At the same time, I stay consistent and fair in how I manage. When people know what to expect and feel supported, it naturally improves morale and helps the team stay motivated and productive. Question number 9. How do you train and onboard new employees? Hiring managers ask this to evaluate how you set new hires up for success. They want structure, clarity, and support. A strong answer shows organization and patience. When training and onboarding new employees, I focus on making the process clear, structured, and supportive. I start by introducing them to the team, explaining their role, and outlining expectations so they have a strong understanding from the beginning. I then break down tasks into manageable steps and provide hands-on guidance so they can learn by doing. I also encourage questions and check in regularly to make sure they're comfortable and progressing at a good pace. I understand that everyone learns differently, so I adjust my approach as needed. My goal is to help new employees feel confident and supported so they can become productive members of the team as quickly as possible. Question number 10. How do you handle mistakes made by your team? Hiring managers ask this to see how you handle accountability and learning opportunities. They want leaders who correct issues without damaging morale. A strong answer focuses on solutions and improvement. When a mistake happens, I focus first on understanding what went wrong and how it can be fixed. I address the situation calmly and avoid placing blame, especially in front of others, because my goal is to maintain a positive and professional environment. I speak with the team member involved to understand the situation and identify any gaps in process, training, or communication. From there, we work together to correct the issue and prevent it from happening again. I also use mistakes as learning opportunities for the team when appropriate. By focusing on solutions and improvement rather than punishment, it helps build trust and encourages accountability while still maintaining high standards. Question number 11. How do you handle disagreements with your team? Hiring managers ask this to evaluate how you manage differing opinions while maintaining authority. They want to see respect, communication, and professionalism. A strong answer shows openness and control. When disagreements come up, I handle them by staying open and listening to different perspectives. I believe it's important for team members to feel comfortable sharing their ideas even if they don't align with mine. I take the time to understand their viewpoint and ask questions to get clarity. This often leads to better decisions because it brings in different perspectives. Once I've considered the input, I make a decision based on what's best for the team and the situation. I also communicate the reasoning behind the decision so everyone understands the direction we're taking. This approach helps maintain respect while ensuring that decisions are made effectively and the team stays aligned. Question number 12. What would you do if your team disagrees with your decision? Hiring managers ask this to see how you handle pushback while maintaining leadership. They want confidence, communication, and fairness. A strong answer shows you listen but can still lead. If my team disagrees with a decision, I first take the time to listen and understand their concerns. Sometimes their feedback can highlight something I may not have considered, so I keep an open mind. After hearing their perspective, I evaluate whether any adjustments should be made. If the decision still stands, I clearly explain the reasoning behind it and how it aligns with our goals or priorities. It's important to maintain transparency so the team understands the direction, even if they don't fully agree. At the same time, I reinforce that we're working toward a shared goal. This approach helps maintain trust while ensuring that decisions are followed and the team stays focused. Question number 13. How do you manage multiple projects at once? Hiring managers ask this to assess your organization and time management skills. They want to see that you can handle complexity without losing control. A strong answer shows structure and prioritization. I manage multiple projects by staying organized and having a clear plan for each one. I start by breaking each project into smaller tasks and identifying priorities based on deadlines and impact. I use tools like task lists or schedules to keep everything visible and track progress. This helps me stay on top of deadlines and ensures nothing is overlooked. I also communicate regularly with my team so everyone knows their responsibilities and timelines. If priorities shift, I adjust quickly and make sure the team is informed. By staying organized, maintaining clear communication, and focusing on priorities, I'm able to manage multiple projects effectively without compromising quality. Question number 14. How do you handle tight deadlines? Hiring managers ask this to see how you perform under pressure and deliver results quickly. They want focus, efficiency, and leadership. A strong answer shows control and problem solving. When handling tight deadlines, I focus on staying organized and prioritizing the most critical tasks first. I quickly assess what needs immediate attention and what can be adjusted or delegated to ensure we stay on track. I also communicate clearly with my team so everyone understands the urgency and their role in meeting the deadline. Breaking the work into smaller steps helps keep things manageable and ensures steady progress. I stay calm under pressure and focus on solutions rather than stress. If challenges come up, I address them quickly and adjust the plan as needed. This approach helps ensure deadlines are met while maintaining quality and team efficiency. Question number 15. What would you do if your team falls behind schedule? Hiring managers ask this to evaluate how you recover from setbacks and keep operations on track. They want problem solving, accountability, and leadership. A strong answer shows quick action and communication. If my team falls behind schedule, I first assess the situation to understand the cause, whether it's workload, resource limitations, or unexpected challenges. Once I have a clear picture, I prioritize the most critical tasks and adjust the plan accordingly. I communicate openly with the team to realign expectations and make sure everyone understands the updated priorities. If needed, I redistribute tasks or provide additional support to help get things back on track. I also monitor progress closely and check in more frequently to ensure we're moving in the right direction. At the same time, I focus on maintaining a positive and solution-focused approach so the team stays motivated. This helps us recover efficiently and meet our goals. And here's the final question in part 2 of this supervisor interview questions and answers series. Question number 16. Do you have any questions for me or for us? Hiring managers ask this to see your level of interest, preparation, and how seriously you're considering the role. They want candidates who think beyond just getting the job and are curious about expectations, team dynamics, and growth opportunities. A strong answer includes 2-4 thoughtful questions that show you're engaged and thinking long-term. Yes, I do have a few questions. First, what does success look like in this role within the first 60 to 90 days? I'd like to understand how performance is measured early on. Second, how would you describe the current team culture? And what are some of the strengths or challenges the team is currently facing? That would help me better understand how I can contribute right away. I'm also curious about what opportunities there are for growth and development within this role over time. And lastly, what would be the next steps in the hiring process? I ask these because I want to make sure I fully understand the expectations and how I can add value to the team while continuing to grow within the company. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.